Okay guys, Chris with Superfast RC here again today, and we're going to take a look at the final build of my Xray XB8 2015E and how it turned out. And I've actually already raced this car, so I'm going to let you know how the race went and everything. So, but before I start, I want to add something onto my Hobby Wing video. Right here, you see I unboxed it and everything, but they were hiding stuff underneath here. So they also give you a sticker sheet, and if you look closely in here, there is a Mod 1 pinion gear, which is nice because these are like 10 bucks. And no, that's a 32p, and here's the Mod 1. It's a 15 tooth, which I already have in a castle, so I don't need that. But still, it's an extra pinion gear, heat shrink, cable ties, and some screws, and also a mounting plate. So, I mean, that's very nice of them. And they also give you this programming cable for the program card. So yeah, I just kind of missed that, and there's the instruction manual and everything. You know, I really didn't need it, but I just wanted to put that in there just in case, you know, yeah, it's there and I missed it, so there's that. Anyways, back onto the car, and what I want to talk to you about first is the build and how it went. And you know how the build went. It went great, but I just want to harp on these tools one more time. This will be the last time I'm going to harp on these tools to you, but there's no substitute for good tools, and these MIP tools, they're fabulous. I've already done several tuning changes to this car, and they're still, as you can see right there, nearly perfect. So yeah, best $36 you can ever spend right here. Get your set of MIP tools and you'll be good to go. That's out of the way now. On to the build in the car, and yeah, here's the code for those MIP tools if you wanted to know. But there it is, yeah, 9502. So, onto the car. Upgrades, things you might look for. Things that I added on to my car were these Xray mud protectors for the rear here. These guys, these are $14 I think, or $15. Well worth their money. They keep the clay and mud out of your rear drivetrain, keep your CVDs looking nice and clean. Also your shocks. So that's a good worthy investment. Another thing, in just a second here, I'm going to go grab something. So, out of the box, you get the standard, you know, this is what you typically see on any A-scale buggy. You got your standard outdrive. Well, in the front suspension, I guess there's a lot of flex on this car in the front suspension. And when one of the first times I landed, I had a CVD pop out, and the reason is because the CVD comes near. You can see where it's kind of, you know, scarred there on the end. The pin comes out of the cup almost. So what they did on the 2015 Nitro spec car is they give you these lengthened, longer shank, I guess you'd say, outdrives, and I went ahead and got them installed here. You can kind of see them in there. They've got that little, you see that little bell on the end of them? Well, that really helps to keep the CVD from popping out. And that's this part number right here, and this is going to be for the XB8. You're going to find it under the Nitro part listing, but it fits the E and everything. It's the same thing. So go ahead and get yourself one of these so you don't have to worry about your front dog bones popping out in a race. So okay, on to the car itself in the race. Just so you know, I've already went ahead and ran this in just a regular Saturday club race down at RCHQ, and you know, I still got fourth, but all in all, I was about 3 to 4 seconds faster per lap, consistently faster per lap than I was with the RC8, and that might just be due to the setup of this car. I don't know, but the steering on this car is absolutely incredible. You know, with the RC8, I was having to swing wide in almost every corner, and that might have been due to the rear diff, which I've already fixed on that car, and it's handling a lot better. But it just turns. I was able to cut, you know, people would swing a little bit wider, and I was able to cut, you know, in between them on the corner and get ahead of them. And I thought that was just really cool. So never really had that experience before. Yeah, I was cutting the corners pretty tight and, you know, passing people on the corners, which is, it's always cool to be able to do that. So Very good steering on this car. Tires I was running in the race, these are AKA Impacts, soft compound, very good tires. Seem to hold up pretty well. These have already been through a full race day of, 3 heats and 1 main, so they're still looking good, almost new. Onto the setup. I'm actually not running stock. I was running the stock setup for the race, and I'm no longer running the stock setup, just because I felt at the rear end it was a little bit loose when you really put the power down. I had to be careful about that, especially exiting corners. If I was to get on the power too, harshly, it would, fishtail out on you. So I went ahead and went to 3K in the rear. Stock is 2K in the rear diff, and 7K. I already did this in the front. Prior to the race, I put 7K in the front, and those are both AE. Well, no, the front's AE oils, and the second is a PT Racing oil. So just something my local track had. Other than that, as far as the exterior, nothing major. I still don't like the front, I guess, shock tower bra. I'm looking at an aluminum anodized black one for that. But other than that, yeah, let's move on to the inside of the car and talk about what I'm running in here. So as you know, I've got the Tekin T8 Gen 2 motor in a 1900 kV, the buggy length, 68mm censored. You can see my wires there. They're not the best as far as, organization, but they're okay. They're not going to break. The sensor wire is definitely going to be safe in there. So yeah, Hobbywing SCT-pro ESC performed flawlessly. No shutdowns, nothing. Great. Savox 1258 TG, I think it might be a little bit too fast. I might upgrade to a higher torque, lower speed servo at some point. But that's what I'm running as of now, and it's working for me. Mile-lap transponder mount here, nice and clean. Heat shrink the cable so you don't break the cable. Yeah, other than that, no, not a big change from with the previous video there. 15 tooth pinion, plenty of speed for my track at least, not having any big issues as far as clearing jumps either. Battery. Now this is something I want to talk to you about. Prior to, I guess, this time frame in my RC experience, I've had max amps and Turnigy batteries. Max amps were very early on, before really lipos were majorly adopted. Well, I've been doing the Turnigy, and the last couple times I've been trying to order from Hobby King. They just don't ship your order, and I've had to open PayPal disputes to get my money back. And I'm done with Hobby King, to tell you the truth at this point. So this is from SMC. This is a SMC factory spec 5000 milliamp hour 4S, and this is a 50C pack. Now, Hobby King doesn't offer anything like this in this size. I mean, this will fit in your standard 2S compartment. Obviously, it's taller, but e-buggies are made to accommodate for that. So, the only thing Hobby King really sells that's comparable is their 20C Turnigy 4S that I have in my RC8, and it's not even close to 50C. And this battery gives you a lot more punch than that one, I think, at least. And it's not that expensive. This is $59 versus the Turnigy. I think it's like $29 or $30. But I mean, you're getting more for your money here. You really are. And plus they're US based, so you're giving money to a company here in the States. So I mean, I really like buying locally if I can, locally being a US based company. But I think I'm going to go SMC for all my batteries from now on, because this pack performed flawlessly. I mean, it really did. So let's get that out of the way. Onto the car itself. I'm running a battery spacer up front here to push the battery further back, just because I can. I'm also, like I said, I wasn't running stock setup. I'm no longer running stock setup. I was at the race, but I went ahead and I moved these out here to give it more anti-squat in the rear. This is a setup that one of the expert drivers at my track is running on their XB8, and it's posted up on the Xray website. So I'm running this setup now. I'm going to see what it does. Shock oil, it's still factory. I haven't changed that yet. But other than that, the car held up very well as far as durability. I had a nasty crash. Wish I would have had it on video. The sound was just awful. I was going over the big double when you come up to the loop at my track, and there was a Mugen MBX7R Eco right beside me, and somehow we collided in midair, and it just whap. I mean, you could hear it. I just knew something broke either on one of our cars. But no, it was fine. His car was fine too. And yeah, the durability of this platform is very good as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it stood up to that. So, and you know, the normal tumbles and flip overs that you have at a regular race. But yeah, nothing to talk about on durability here. It's pretty solid. Other than that, as far as right now, I think it's great. I think I'm going to leave this setup pretty much the same, especially the motor and ESC. They're very smooth. Yeah, no complaints so far, at least on the Xray XB8 2015E. Yeah, and well, I mean, that's really all I can say about it for now. So I also want to mention that, you know, the Xray comes with their beefy, I think you've already seen this part probably, they come with their beefy, you know, heavy duty plastic servo horn. Well, I stripped it, so that's a Dynamite aluminum Futaba horn right there, and it's been working just fine. So other than that, no problems, no issues so far. So I'll give you an update. Hopefully I'll be able to get you some track footage pretty soon. You know, when I go down there by myself to do the race, you know, nobody's there and I really can't film while I'm driving. So I will try to get somebody down there next time to help film the races, or at least practice and see what this thing looks like on an actual track instead of just my backyard track. But best handling buggy I've driven so far. And once again, this has been Chris Superfast RC. Subscribe if you liked what you saw, and thanks for watching.